Well, life is sucky right now. They just told me that they think there's something wrong with my bottom end now, and that with the amount of smoke that comes out when the high RPMs hit, they think it's going to be a rebuild. And they're supposed to get me some quotes tomorrow, so I move my rig back over here so I can stay in it overnight, but I can't stay in it while they work on it in the shop. I haven't found any shops in the area that will allow me to stay in it overnight, so I've been trying to find some land or something else where I can park it so I can figure out what I'm going to do next. I asked them how much it costs to put a diesel engine in the standard truck, and they said van's more expensive, but they said it costs about $25,000 to put it in, and that's beyond my budget. So we're probably going to implement the catastrophic plan on the truck unless we can find some land to sit down and breathe on. Excuse me. Breakfast did not treat me very well, and I'm a little bit stressed right now because my house is fixing to go away. If I have enough time, there's always options of putting it in a storage unit. I can't stay in it. I can stay in a hotel, but put it in a storage unit and find a night, but they won't let me do any work on my main rig. My main rig needs a power steering gearbox put in it. I'm getting weird vibes from the shop because initially it said, nah, these are bulletproof engines, and then they changed it, and you get the feeling that they're gonna like try to push to do an engine swap and get more money from you, and that's the vibe I'm getting right now. I did push it really hard to get here. I don't know if it will because the rattle got louder since I've been here. So yep. Probably what I'll do is I'll end up getting another RV, not as nice as this, and move my systems over to a standard RV, and we'll pull whatever we can. We'll get to what we think is best, and we'll sell this if we can. We'll strip it of everything out of it, and we'll move on from it, and we'll never do another conversion like this again unless we have property. Unless I can find a cab and chassis that we can move the cab over to. But all that takes time. To see if he wants to buy my transmission in here, and I think we're going to go with the catastrophic option. If we can find somewhere to sit, or we find our next rig that we're going to move in for the price of what we're going to spend on a diesel engine, and we're going to pop those back doors open there, and we're going to strip this entire thing out and put it into either, I'm thinking of just getting a Class A RV like the ones that we've been traveling with, a gasser, and just sell the shell of this and just call it a wash. You know, it was a great experience. I enjoyed it. I'm running out of room in here anyhow. I've noticed between my 3D printer and everything else, there's piles everywhere. It's not due to lack of organization, it's just I do a lot of projects, and so it's that. So I was like, I should just move into an RV, you know, just call it what it is what it is. Go ahead and go check out a couple of them. They said I got 24 hours here, or tonight, so I could probably go look at the ones I was looking over the last couple nights, see if I can get one of those and just move all my stuff in there. See if we can sell the ambulance as a shell, even with the bad motor, you know, and haul the truck with it, I guess. And we're probably gonna have to get rid of the truck because the truck's probably too heavy for the RV. Not the ambulance should have been able to handle it, but they don't know with me hauling the truck. So sell the truck or swap it over for a geo tracker or something like that, and move all our stuff into the back of the ambulance. That's what I kind of want to do, mainly just because I want to get out of here. I'm stressed about being here and everything else. I don't know how long I can drive with that smoke, but I probably could change the oil. It does still feel like it has lubrication properties. Like I said, it was at least like 60 hours of labor to pull the engine, which is a lot of labor hours, and to put it back in. I might be able to do that at my sister's, but I don't know if I really want to. I'm exhausted. I just want to live and travel. You know, and then have one random time happen where you can't do either of that, and then you don't have a rig anymore. And so it's like I'm burnt out on it. I'm burnt out on the travel, or not the travel, but the building part of it all. I'm so burnt out on building right now. And it's like fixing building. There's stuff I want to do, and it's not build on this. So plus all my floor keeps coming up like it's failing and coming up. So I don't know what's happening, but for tit for tat, I had a problem with every single part of that. I had a problem with this on the truck, both of them, for tit for tat. And it's like, I don't know, maybe I got cursed by someone in Colorado. Maybe someone put something in it where I was parked at and they had access to the motor. Maybe something else, maybe this, maybe that. But it's still, yeah, it's still rough. And then how much guilt would I have for spending $22,000 to put a motor in this? And it's plywood. The only value is my time in the metal and the transmission, which I might just strip it out and see if the guy wants to buy the transmission and cut the rest of it off as a wash. I could use every single part that's in here in another rig and just make it work. Yeah, it wouldn't be pretty, it wouldn't be custom. I don't care. I'm so tired of it. And I would have more room if I got a bigger rig. Or if I got a flat nose schoolie, I could do that too. I don't think I'd have a problem with the engine. They're usually big enough. Although I would like to have time to find a DT466 engine, but you know, apparently they're wonderful engines. But so that's where we're at. I didn't sleep last night. Because I knew it was a new engine, but now it's finalized. I'm not gonna, yeah, I don't have that money for that anyhow. So life sucks. And what Derby has taught me is sometimes you don't do anything, but you have to take the hit. You didn't do anything, but it looks like this, so you still gotta take the hit, you know? I loved roller derby. It was very enjoyable, but yeah. We're taking the hit, but I am also tired of pouring money into this. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to strip it. And we got the subfloor too. I don't think I ever told you this, but right here in my rig, which was very cool and interesting, and it's probably causing me overweight problems right now too, part of it. He says I got 6 months, so I might be able to drive down the road. I have a whole 18 inches of subfloor space where all my tanks are, water lines, and everything else is. And I probably will strip that out of here too. Fresh tank and other tank there. And oh god, I'm tired. I'm so exhausted. Apparently I've been holding a lot of stress syndrome in it. I rebuilt it and it's still not quite right, and it's like I just want to travel. I just want to travel. So I'm gonna make some phone calls around. I'm going to look for another rig, and I am just probably gonna wash my hands of this rig and see if I can sell the transmission to that guy to get the money back on the brand new transmission that we have in there, the Jasper, and just take the hit. I cried a lot last night. I cried a lot last night. Oh god, I'm gonna cry again. I'm sorry. Anyhow, yeah, it'll be easier just to have a Class A that I can drive around. It won't be as fast, but it will still get us there. And we're gonna have to, we can't keep the truck. The truck's too heavy for the Class A. I mean, it's right there at like 44 to 5,000 pounds. But we gotta reduce our weight to, I mean, I still might try to get this out of this area just to see. I don't know. I know I need to talk to some people, find out what's the best option or what I should do. And the rattle's gotten louder too, by the way. So I know that's a ticking time bomb under my hood, and I don't want to be in the middle of nowhere when it goes out. The other option is I could get you ship it. It says they can ship it to my sister's location for about $1,500. But my current thought is, if I have the time and the ability, and I do have the ability, and I apparently have enough time that I can do it, is just get another RV, move my stuff into it, and strip this, or leave it as a core, a hollow core, so someone else can come in and buy it and do whatever they want with it, and maybe put a motor in it. If I get it up there, I could probably put a motor in it, but like I said, I'm running into space issues and weight issues, and yeah, I think that maybe the size of the bus was the right size for me. It just was a little underpowered for me, and I was scared of the engine, and then I ended up getting it with this engine. So yeah, it's fine. I keep telling myself it's fine. It is what it is. It's fine. We'll get through this. We'll get through this. We'll get through this. You know, it'll be fine. We'll get through this. It's just exhausting, and I've been exhausted. But you know, life sucks sometimes. We are still okay. We can still drive it technically. I think we'll probably, all we could do is get up to the north side of the city and see how it feels or sounds. But yeah. Probably never going to buy another 7.3. Mainly because all the motorcraft parts and all the counterfeit parts and everything else. And that's a very expensive motor to replace. I got it because it's supposed to be a 1,000,000-mile motor. It's at 110,000. It just turned over. I have no words. I just, yeah. It's all the knowledge and everything was there, and I still got screwed. So I don't know. I'm tired, and I kind of want a school bus right now, because a school bus, well, I'm not going to put as much time and energy in it, but I could at least keep my soaking tub and my refrigerator and my electrical system, and add more electrical on top. And I won't do tilting panels again, probably. No, I'll probably just make them solid up there on the roof, and just have 2,000 watts up on the roof, and the school bus will be able to tow my pickup. So let me see what my options are, and we'll go from there. So after I've been in that shop, the transmission used to feel really loose. Now the transmission feels like it's revved up and overly tight now. And it feels funny and heavy, like the brakes on. And it smells like friction disc whenever I stop. So I'm going to look for something up here. Okay, we want this exit. At least I only paid them $200 to look over my rig. I wish they looked over the transmission part though. And there's this weird vibration. You hear it? The rattle. We're gonna try to get out of town, and we're gonna look for something on the way out of town. Hopefully there's not a massive like exit ramp speed or something like that. So we left the maintenance shop after getting the bad news, decided that it'd just be better off to find some land to sit at and consider all the options and go through my rig with a fine-tooth comb. Whether the shop was intentionally or honest on the estimation of the bad motor or not, I decided it was probably better, after calling friends and everything else, to get out of there and have somewhere to reflect some time and then check out everything myself. It was a rough time there. I spent 3 nights there, and it was probably the most stressful time of my life since I've built this thing. Well, not the stressful this time of my life. But I got out north of LA. I decided to go to the 40 and beeline to east and try to get to a friend's property to see about doing a engine rebuild, or just find some BLM land to sit on so we can figure out what our next step is. This lovely spot I parked at was on the start of uphill. I was down to 5 miles an hour going up that hill there. I had no power, and I was scared to go on the highway, and the only way over this pass was going on the highway. So I said I will wait until morning. I ended up waiting until the middle of the night and headed up the pass following Route 66 and over to come on the other side where we got up to 4,500 feet. Oh, it was painful. It was painfully slow getting up there. Then we came back down and it's like, we'll stop by the Ford dealership and go in that way. However, the Ford dealership would not take my rig because the serial number was too short. They could not pull it up. So that means they don't work on them. So we did some work in a O'Reilly's parking lot, which O'Reilly's has been kind every time I've asked them if I can work in it. They're all fine with it as long as I don't make a mess. So O'Reilly's has golden in my book. We did that, and then we went farther north. We found a shopping mall center, and we sat there for 2 days until we realized we was parked right next to BLM, an off-highway vehicle park. We went where we thought the BLM was. We was left alone. Turns out it wasn't BLM, so we went down to the off-highway vehicle park, and that's where we're sitting right now, where we are working on the rig. I don't think at this point in time that we actually have a blown engine. I think we just have some leaks on our engine. So I don't think I'm that heavy. Granted, I haven't had myself weighed since I went out this time. So apparently that is my problems. So we'll figure it out. Always will, or we'll get it there or something. In worst case scenario, we're going to buy a bus. We're going to empty out this thing, put this in the bus, hook a tow thing up to the back of the bus and tow everything across the country and sell the shell of the ambulance, which, yeah, I've gone through everything and I've been emotionally about it, but I've got it over. I kind of know how I'm going to grab it. I mean, it'd be nice to stop by. I need to sit in an RV park so I can do it. So if I can get an RV park for a week, I can start working that way. And if I have 3 vehicles to deal with, I'm surely I can figure out something and find a storage lot to put this one in. And if we get this all emptied out and we drive over to the storage lot and it drives good, we might decide it was the weight in the first place. And I can sell the shell for it and let someone else mess with it if they want to rebuild the engine or something like that. And see if something else in the torque converter went out because it wasn't the right design torque converter for it, because I heard that can also be the problem. But right now I'm so over Fords and I'm so over 7.3 Power Stroke, so I don't know. I don't know. Anyhow, as long as they leave me alone to sleep, that's fine, but I'm pretty sure that gal pulled in behind me to write down my tag. My truck. But maybe not. We are at Colton Summit, elevation 493 or 90. What's funny, I was just thinking whenever I was coming up here, it's like I have no power. I have absolutely no power. I push it and I'm only doing 20 to 30 miles an hour. And it sounds like it's all gear power. I was like, hey, it'll be okay, we'll make it. And I almost didn't make it up one hill. I dropped it down to 2 or 3. It almost acted like it had no turbo. Now I'm thinking, well, why wouldn't it have turbo? Did it have turbo before? It felt like it had turbo before when we went into the mechanic shop. And I started thinking, it's like, I need to pull the doghouse off and do it. I can't do it right now. I haven't found a safe spot to pull over this since I left the mechanic shop, and even then wasn't a safe spot. But I thought maybe I broke something major because I couldn't get above over 20 or 30. And I'm thinking, I haven't heard the turbo kick up in a while. I haven't heard the turbo kick on, like hit turbo mode. And I was like, well, maybe my turbo's going out, and that's why it's going. And it's like, well, if I slam the gas down, it actually slows me down. If I like peg it, it doesn't pick up. It actually acts like I'm flooding the engine out. So I had to regulate the flow of the pedal for the speed. If I got too hard on it faster than I could get speed up on it, it actually bogged down, like it's not getting enough air. And then I started thinking, it's like, I I don't believe my engine's gone. I mean, I kind of did before, but right now I'm thinking that, and this may be this wishful thinking, because I don't want to spend a bunch of money on stuff, but I mean, I did pay $200 to have a diagnostic at a 7.3 specialist, but they wanted to put a motor in it, and they thought I had the money, and it'd be 2 weeks out. A lot of weird shit happened there. Basically, I got in, it's like, well, you guys are a specialist. I got within, what was it? It was within 40 minutes of them in the afternoon. I told them I'd be later. I was having a little trouble getting it there. And they said, okay, well, I want to make sure you understand you can't stay in our shop overnight. After I know I told them twice that I live in my rig and made sure it was okay I could stay in the night, and they said I could not after I was almost there. I was like, that's weird. And it's like, okay, it's fine. No other shop in the area. I went ahead and called a bunch of other ones, and no shop in the area would do it. So I was like, okay, that's just weird. Maybe they just don't want to do the work or whatever. Or maybe they don't want to work on a van. But they said they'd work on it, so I'm going to go up there. I went up there, and it's like, well, the younger kids, like, these 7.3s are bulletproof. I doubt you screwed up the engine, you know, da-da-da. It's like, it's not that. And then later on, when the older guy got there, he's like, I don't know, you might have screwed something up. After the younger guy was very adamant about it, I am guessing the younger guy is more honest, is what I think. And I thought that was weird, that if he's a senior mechanic and he thinks I screwed it up, but the younger kid didn't, usually the younger, more inexperienced person would think he screwed it up, not the older person. So I was like, okay, I need to keep an eye on these people, because it sounds suspicious. It all sounds suspicious. And anyhow, we're on the side of the road letting my engine pull over. I left it with him. I went throughout the day. I told him I'd stay in the hotel overnight. It's like, okay, well, I didn't get that far. I ate and I did that stuff running around town, and I wanted to see how close it was and if they knew anything yet on it. So I showed up there. The ambulance was flipped around, which I'm going to go look at my security cameras later on, see what all they did to it. But the ambulance was flipped around, but no hood was up. Everything is closed and shut down. They're like, oh, well, we think that your engine's shot with the smoke that comes out at high RPM, and it has blow by and all this other stuff. You're going to need a new engine. It's going to be a month out, and it's going to cost at least, you know, like close to nine to 10,000. It's like, okay, okay. I mean, yeah, I'll spend the money on it if it's that cheap, kind of thing. Anyhow, after they, you know, it's like, can I pull it back out over here so I can sleep in it tonight so I'm not in your shop? It's like, yeah, we'll get you you want us to get a workout up tomorrow on it? It's like, yeah, get me a workup on it. So I go in, I stay overnight, and I'm freaking out because I was like, I need a way to get it out of this place because I'm getting bad vibes. I haven't had good vibes there the whole time I was there. But I get in. I've been looking all night long, and I haven't slept good the last couple nights too, because it's like, I don't know what's going on, but something's off. I'm already picking up on something's off. So was it today I went in there to get the estimate. It's like, all right, well, it's going to be at least, they sent the quote back, and the gal was talking to me like I'm a young kid and I don't know anything. It's really weird the way she's speaking to me, and it was kind of like I'm on the high horse talking to you. She's nice, don't get me wrong, she's very nice about it, but there's something about it that was off, and I need to listen to my instincts when something's off. So it's like, it's going to be $12,000 for the engine, and it's going to be at least 60,000 hours, not 60,000, but 60 hours to take the engine out and put it back in. And that's going to be $9,000 worth of labor. So it's going to be $22,000 at least. And now we have the added things of fluids that adds a little bit more to the price. It's like, yeah, but the fluids can't add that much more to the price. And it's going to be at least 2 months, so you're going to have to come back here to get it done. Okay. It's like, okay, well, that's beyond my price range, so I guess I'm going to have to get out of here. You mind if I pull back around or stay there overnight? And that's like, yeah, but the cops might come around and run you off. You've been there a couple nights. It's like, okay, well, that's fine. If that's the case. anyhow, I'm getting the feeling that they're kind of waving me off and they don't want to do it, or there's nothing wrong or something like that. It was really weird. I'm gonna go look at my security cameras over the last couple days, and they go back several months. But I'm gonna go look at them later on when I get to a spot where I can actually sit still and assess everything. That's part of the problem. I hadn't had a chance to assess everything. And so the town was weird in general, and that gave me the southeastern or southwestern and southeastern Oklahoma vibes, which is not a place I want to go. Anyhow, as I'm going up this hill, it's like my rig is acting like a standard non-turbo diesel. I was like, is there a possibility my turbo is not working? So I'm gonna probably tear into that, or I'll take it into another shop and have them look at the turbo and see if that's what's going on. Yes, it does have a little vibration to it. Yes, it throws smoke out, but it's quiet. It puts off some heat. It vibrates, but now I'm thinking they took my concerns and used them against me. And so they had good reviews online, but they had a couple of poor reviews. Now, we made it to the summit. We're going to get farther north tonight. We're going to see how far down the road we can get on the naturally aspirated diesel, I guess, because it's no longer turbo. And if we can find a spot to set up for a while, we're going to tear into the engine a little bit and tear apart that turbo and look at it and make sure it's getting oil and do it. We'll just pull the whole pedestal off. We've done that before. It's not a big deal. We've had 2, maybe 3 other people in there messing with it, and it feels like there's no turbo. And what's funny, uh-oh, there comes one. I don't know where he's going. Oh, well, this is weird. Something bad must have happened up there. Really slow. I guess there's an accident in front of us because that's slow traffic. What time is it? It's like middle of the night. It's like midnight. I came out here because I knew I was going to be slow, and I figured I could get on this highway, get down the road where I didn't have such a big issue getting down farther east without getting a tow or something like that. But really, I just ran into the issue. Ship It kind of fell through. They never showed up because I threw 2 photos of both my vehicles, so they couldn't really tell what I had. And so, yeah, and I was like, well, I'll move down and find a better spot because I had a lot of people parking behind me and taking photos of my tag, I thought. And you know, these towns have weird regulations. And I seen something online, this might be a rumor, it might not even be actual or factual or whatever it is, but where they're making it illegal to camp on public lands without paying. We'll see what happens with that. I mean, that won't last long. Anyhow, we'll see if that's a real reality. I don't look at the news when I'm traveling. I got enough stress, so I don't need to look at the news. So it looks like they're slowing traffic down all the way. Might just be better off to see. Good God, it's hot. That's the other weird thing. Oh God, I almost seen a wreck. Oh, another one. Yep. They're stopping it and slowing it way down. Yeah, that's probably what that was. We probably had a major accident up in front of us. Oh, yeah. This is all knocked off. Anyhow, our goal is to get here, but our actual goal is to get way the heck up here to Barstow. We can get up there. I figure we're a little bit better off, but at this point I'm pretty sure we're stuck to non-turbo speeds. We do have a slight vibration in it, and maybe there is something more going on. I don't know, we'll just shut this down and let it cool for a while. Now we just let it run. But yeah, I don't think we're going to get anywhere if we get on now. boy, entertainment galore. Maybe a mixture of both, but I just still don't think I have any turbo. But they also didn't pop the valve caps off and tested the cylinders to see if there's a bad cylinder. So I think if anything, we can do it at Oj's place if we get it set up. And if not, I'm planning on buying some property down there, because why not? I can afford it, I think. I think it's better than trying to truck it across the nation. It's only 6 hours from here, but... Alright, well, I'm going to put this down and watch this entertainment and go on from here. Quick note to self, or videos. So whenever I was going up in elevation from a lower elevation to a higher elevation, I lacked power. Only one, felt like a non-turbo diesel. I got up with gears alone. Made everything heat. Made everything smell hot. Made the engine hot. Well, if I hit the accelerator a little bit, it'd pop up a little bit, but not much. But if I slammed down on it, it bogged down, which makes me think it was flooding out. If I let it up and slowly gained it up, it'd go up. Other note to self, whenever I got into a higher, colder elevation, I got more power, which means I had denser air and colder, denser air, like the turbo was working, but it wasn't working. At least I don't think it was. I was also doing a climb and a hill climb at grade, and so I'm thinking that maybe the turbo is still not working, or only partially working, because we've had so many people in there messing with it that the line's gotten clogged. And whenever we hit the gas, I mean, it might have a little oil in it, or it's not hitting the return line, or the seal's out on the turbo. I can pull it out and look at it, but right now we're running non-turbo. If it's warm and we're slower than normal when it's warm, we're going to assume that it's a turbo right now, but I don't know. I'm not an expert in diesels. That's why I took it to the experts, but I still think that it's taking me for a ride. But maybe not. Maybe it's just really nice folks and they're actually trying to help. But, yeah. Okay. From the website. Symptoms of a bad turbo. This is how I usually troubleshoot. I think what it might be, and I go see the symptoms. Loss of power. One of the most noticeable symptoms of a bad turbo in a diesel engine is significant loss of power. If you find that the vehicle is struggling to accelerate or taking longer to reach high speeds, which we had that between 40 and 50, it took forever to get up there, like it's stuck. It could be a sign that the turbocharger is not functioning properly. This loss of power can be especially noticeable when climbing hills or towing heavy loads. Excessive exhaust smoke. Well, we have that mostly when we hit the throttle. Another common symptom of a failing turbo is when the presence of excessive exhaust smoke. If you notice that your diesel vehicle is emitting unusual amounts of black or blue smoke, I didn't know blue smoke, from the exhaust, it could indicate that the turbocharger is leaking oil into the engine's intake system. This can lead to a range of performance issues and should be addressed promptly. Okay, good to know. We have blue smoke when we hit the higher RPMs, which I thought it was weird that there's nothing until you hit the throttle. Which, I thought maybe it's just a cracked cylinder or something that heated up and it blew by the pressure. It does smell like exhaust though in the oil, so that's it. Increased engine noise. A bad turbo can also cause an increase in engine noise, particularly high-pitched whining sound. I do hear the whining sound every now and again. This noise may be the most noticeable during acceleration. Oh, I have heard that. I've heard the turbo whine. Or when the engine is under load. It is often indicating of a malfunctioning turbocharger. This should be investigated by a qualified mechanic. Well, I took it to a specialist. Loss of fuel efficiency. If you observe a sudden decrease in fuel efficiency, it could be attributed to a bad turbo on your diesel engines. Since the turbo plays a key role in alternating fuel combustion, A malfunctioning turbo can cause the engine to burn more fuel unusually and lead to a decrease in miles per gallon. Well, we are only getting 6 when we used to get 10. Check engine light. Modern diesels vehicles are equipped with an onboard diagnostic system that monitor and performs various engine components. This turbocharger not functioning as it should, the vehicle's computer may trigger a check engine light to alert the driver of potential issues. It's important to have the vehicle scanned for error codes and pinpoint the exact cause of the problem. I don't consider mine a modern diesel. It's 25 years old. It's not modern at all. Addressing turbocharger issues. If you suspect that your diesel's engine turbocharger is exhibiting any of the aforementioned symptoms, it's critical to have an issued diagnostic repair by a qualified mechanic. Ignoring turbocharger issues can lead to further damage to the engine and other components, resulting in a costly repair. A professional mechanic will conduct a thorough inspection of the turbocharger intake system and exhaust system, other related components, to identify the root cause of the potential problem. Depending on the extent of the issue, the turbocharger may need to be replaced or restored the engine's performance and efficiency. I'm at the Ford dealership. That's why I'm parked here in this town. I'm going to see if they'll look at it. Preventing turbocharger problems. While turbochargers are subject to wear and tear, oftentimes there are several measures diesel owners can take to minimize the likelihood of turbocharger issue. Regularly maintained, including oil filter change, can help prevent buildup of contaminants that can negatively impact the turbocharger's performance. Additionally, allowing the engine to warm up before putting it under heavy load, letting it cool down after driving, can help extend the lifespan of the turbo. Furthermore, adhering to manufacturer's recommendations, service intervals, using high-quality diesel fuel and engine oil contribute to the longevity of turbos. What are the common signs of a failing turbo discharge? Common signs: increased power includes decreased power, excessive exhaust smoke, and unusual engine noise. Can a bad turbo cause engine damage in a diesel? Yes. A failing turbo can lead to engine damage due to oil leaks and overheating. Well, we did have overheating, so we may still end up having damage. How does a bad turbo affect fuel efficiency? By causing the engine work harder. What's the potential cost of repairing a bad turbo? Oh, I know mine's $600. Repair cost can vary, but may range from a few hundred to several thousand. Conclusion: recognizing the symptoms of a bad turbo on a diesel is critical for maintaining performance, efficiency, and longevity. By addressing the turbo issues in a timely manner and adhering to preventive maintenance practices, diesel owners can ensure that their vehicles continue to operate at their best. If you suspect that your diesel engine turbocharger is exhibiting any of the symptoms mentioned above in this article, recommend seeking professional diagnostic and repair to avoid further complications. And that's what we're going to do tomorrow. We're going to find someone to do our test.